Hi, good morning, everybody. Gerard Cowman is my name. Thanks very much for the introduction, Alan, and for the other speakers as well. It's a great time to show, I suppose, what's out there, and that's what I'll be trying to emulate here, is just really getting it across that there's far more capability and more use cases now more available with surveys, which is considered a traditional approach. What I hope to do is that creating more value to be more sustainable with surveying, I suppose, and remove the single-use surveying, because it is a mass capture method generally with laser scanning and UAV now and mobile mapping, and that so much of this information is not used, and it's in essence thrown in the bin. And if you understand how you can get further use out of it, you can really build up a longer life cycle of the project, a longer life cycle of the information. Okay. Murphy Geospatial, we've got we capture and collate information, as I said, but we try to inform our clients about how to best use the survey data. And unfortunately, with AEC and the construction industry, the requests always come very, very late. It's always very single transactionary, or we just need a BIM model. We need it next week. We need a CAD model for our design. I can't go any further with this. It's all very, very focused on, the engineer's singular kind of use. And we try to explain, oh, if you, do this little bit more, would you like a little bit further along that road, that might, and it's all very, very singularly focused on that. And it's a testament to all the engineers out there. They're just so focused on the job. It's only now that people are looking into the future. And the asset life cycle is 30 plus years for a building. I don't know how long it is for a road, but that's where we should really be thinking about how to get the most value out of that part of it. Well, I'll explain just what a laser scanner is and just what we currently are kind of trying to bring from it, but with a bit more conversation at the earlier stage, with a bit more room to move. You can get further value from it. And I've got a little tool here to kind of show that it doesn't take big changes from what you're getting. It's not like we're asking for triple the cost. There's a lot of information with your current surveys or current CAD deliverables that you can really use and hand to clients and stakeholders to really oh yeah, that's what's down there. Well, I'll have a little example. There's be a lot of videos here. And so I'll be able to compose myself into breaks, but just we're across many sectors. So when you see some of these examples that I show, just think about where you work and see where this actually fits in an energy center or in a data center or for an infrastructure. But I suppose for the property and the utility services is where this my couple of examples will really show that with proper processes and knowing that there's information, really helps. I do know that we've surveyed, buildings across the road, this full road outside here for the bus connects. And, it was 2021. That information is still valid because I don't think the road's been, churned up yet or anything. It's still there to be used. It's an accurate survey that's been handed over to the transport TII. But it's still valuable information there that's, because it's still intact. So just take a thought about that, because, it was surveyed for X amount of money, X amount of years ago, but it's still valid and it's working on in the background, but it could be used again for the next planning application, but it's lost in the ether, I suppose. So with the influx of, AI and mass technology and the improvement of mobile phones specifically, there's so much more that can be done with just a singular, this is just a Samsung attached to a bit of equipment. There's so many small companies bringing information and technologies together that, you're definitely not aware of. I'm not aware of some of them. And the XYZ, that's a method of AR capture that I'm going to show something a little bit different, but it all plays on the same thing, being more visual, getting the idea across to save money. And that's what everyone really wants to do in construction, because it's got I think 5 or 10% rate of return, and it's one of the slowest uptake in information technology, I suppose. And this is seen as such technology is expensive, but when you're bringing things together, faster or sooner, it really, you know, it pays for itself, I suppose, at the end. So laser scanning, I'm not sure if many people are aware, it captures millions of points around as you're replacing the laser scanner, like the camera there. And it would be considered, I suppose, a diesel engine in sustainability terms. It captures so much, it's huge gigabytes of storage. It's very unwieldy. You know, some people think it's you know, it's far too expensive for what it is, but you know, it's capturing everything in this room down to the millimeter, down to the cracks in the ceiling, and that's not needed, I suppose. And if you understand the technology, maybe take a reduction in the precision and the accuracy and the detail needed with the right applications. You know, you don't need a full laser scan of a building. You don't need a full topographical survey. You can use a UAV to capture it down to a certain amount of you know, accuracy for a master plan. Often I try to say, oh, how would you like to, you know, maybe go down this route? No, I need the most accurate. I need it plus or minus 2 millimeters. But they're only really planning, it's only a planning application. You know, they just need a better idea of a risk reduction. And it's this mindset that it has to be so accurate. It has to be, you know, millimeters, but it doesn't. You know, you can get something from, you know, you can understand where the manhole is with 500 millimeters. You know, that's sufficient to know that there's a manhole there. So I suppose it's understanding that, you know, and that will save you money by downgrading it. But, you know, it needs proper, sooner collaboration with people like myself, or a change in the scope document, rather than just copying that process or that document forward to the next one, to the next one. Take a step back and realize, is this really what we need? Are we going too into it, too far and beyond? So a little video here, you know, what I see from a laser scan, and you'll see a lot of lovely videos on YouTube and on LinkedIn of laser scanners and these fly-throughs. At this, you know, survey companies or data developers are trying to get further value from their point clouds and their surveys by developing nice videos, developing these fly-throughs that look great, because they feel frustrated that, you know, this information isn't getting used for a better use. You know, they've got a wealth of information and they do a nice little video for it. And that's where potentially in a lot of surveys, that's where you know, the end of the story of that survey. Pretend that this is this room here, we've surveyed it, we've done a nice video, and it disappears. But oops, if you understand, or if you better like realize that there's other ways to capture a building, other ways to capture a road or a street, and think further down the line that you don't need the most accurate survey, you don't need the you know, the millimeter technology, you can get more from it. So we're trying to see the paradigm shift between the high accuracy to more usable survey data, and by getting more use out of it, you know, you're creating more value. It's seeing a longer use cycle, and you know, more people are getting eyes on it. And the problem with surveys, I suppose, is only a select few people, the designers, the engineers, the architects, have the softwares, have the computer technology or the capability to really use it, and then it's put in the bin, unfortunately. And trying to get, you know, a survey which lasts longer, even if it goes maybe just into the start of an asset handover, you know, not even to the asset use stage by the facility management team. That's, you know, brilliant, you know. But to seeing it, you know, stop at the end of the engineers, you know, their single use survey, as I said, you know, we try to push it a bit further. With, whoops, okay, some text has died here, I think. So with to the handsome gentleman there. So there's now laser scanners which are movable and mobile mapping, as I said here. So this bit of equipment is a VLX scanner. It doesn't have the same accuracy as the tripod mounted, but what it does do, it allows for a much faster capture of a full building. It's about 4 or 5 times faster than a terrestrial laser scanner. It gives you a point cloud that would allow you to do LOD3 or, you know, general arrangement plans, but it provides the capability to view that information in an immersive 360-degree platform and a portal. And that's where the further use can be done. It has the point cloud. It has this asset viewer that can be really developed further along. Is that? I don't think the next slides are.
It's working.
Okay, so I think maybe the font is off, but I'll just go through a video next of the speed and the capacity of this scanner here. It uses, so just I'll speak from here. So this is a much faster scanner. It comes out of a box and it comes up onto your shoulders. Imagine walking around the building here and you stop every 2 or 3 meters, 5 meters, depending on it. And each time you stop, it takes a 360-degree image, but in the background, it is laser scanning everything. You can walk up and down a street, through a facility, up and down stairs. And as it captures the whole building, it stores it all in this immersive technology. Look at all your different sites. You know, you can remove the capacity to drive around the country. But what it does have here is the immersive aspect of it. So it's all from a Chrome browser. So it can be used by anybody within any sort of level of, technology base. But it has the capacity to be edited and changed with the API, with Revit models brought in. Do your 360-degree walkthroughs with the Revit models, whether it's design or as-built brought on board. Visualize concealed details by moving point cloud to better inspect depth and scale. And I'll show something similar there. So this is a desktop exercise. And you can do conversely, view stuff from the field or view stuff from the desktop. So it really, you don't need to leave your desk to go to the site and look at the Revit models. There's clash detections possible. Sometimes with Navisworks, you can do a model versus a model, but sometimes you really do need to see it in that point of perspective from a visual site. And, by adopting the models into these kind of softwares, it's now possible to really jump into it. Just to say that, most of these softwares which are moving on to, a cloud-based kind of version, you might not be aware, but they are all kind of constructed off the same kind of coding or whatever. So you can connect these softwares. You might not realize it. So it's not trying to shift your company into one, into another kind of subscription base. You can now make these things talk, and bridging these different softwares and bridging them into what might be a 2D kind of folder structure. Bridging it into a visual space really, really empowers that kind of capacity, because some people, are very, very spatial, left-hand brain, and other people, quantity surveyors, may be very, very right-hand brain, and they might not see the clash. Oh, I only see a clash. How is it really that difficult? I only see the cost at the end of the day. But if you bring these people into, an immersive technology, you force the right side into the left side, and they're sold, and we'll take 10 of them. But no, it's more about trying to, there's another video here. So you take the video, I suppose you can, I think this is a small little further example of it. So the Revit model is brought in. You can tag information on your Revit model if there's a change, and we've linked this software separately to BIM 360 to ACC. So we're not trying to take people away from their massive ACC subscription bases, but we're trying to, make it a little bit more visual, and to allow, is it stopped? I don't know, I'm typing. To allow them to see the difference and to record points in a visual 360 sense, but also have that Revit model in the background. So we're connecting the CDE, the digital twin, I suppose, and the site. And we move across then to the digital twin. What is the digital twin? It'll be in the future anyway, I suppose, but it's something that, everybody sees, there's value in it, but getting there is the difficult part, I suppose, because it seems like it's going to be so expensive. But by getting into these kind of, I suppose, immersive technologies sooner in a construction center, in a design sense, and then, telling your asset user, your stakeholders down the line that, you can get this value continually if you build into this digital twin. And over time, it's not going to be anything overnight, but over time, the return of investment will eventually happen, and you'll be able to do a full facility management from your from your home. You don't even need to go into said facilities anymore, and that's the real, that's the real selling point. But outside of the digital twin, all of these, there's so many different people working at different avenues, different selling points, or different, oh, this is our return of investment, this is our return. It's going to get, very, very difficult. And in a surveying sense, we're not trying to, push anybody down a single way. Come to us sooner and let us, parse through what is needed and point you in the right direction, I suppose. And that's the key. Where everyone comes to ourselves like, oh, I need a survey, I need a digital twin, we say, well, maybe you don't, maybe you do. For the time being, only need a 2D kind of layout, and we send someone over to somewhere else. Like, you don't need a full laser scan of your full building. You might just need a 360-degree camera without the laser scan. Come to the laser scan afterwards when you need a design. But again, it's all about the dialogue, and with construction industry, it's all very contracted. And if you spread that out, and which you find people here, educating yourselves, you see that a little bit further, and it's, oh, maybe if I gave them an extra week to, to ask for that project, or, build it in maybe a bit further, you'll get there. With the software, I'm moving forward slowly on, even with the software and a laser scan capture, there's a you don't even need a Revit model, really. They might think they need a Revit model. They might think they need a CAD. I think my building's Boeing. You do I need a section. I need a slew of sections around. A heat map, will tell the deflection in so many ways more. Oh, I was looking down here at the left hand side of my wall, but in reality, the arch is about to fall out of it. I wasn't even looking at that part. So if you capture the building, you do a quick check on it or something like that, you'll find out more than what you were expecting. With floor flatness is there, ponding. I was looking over here, but in reality, it was obviously starting across. So just that, and that is a very, very click button nearly exercise at this stage. That it's not a massive CAD. Scan it, do a comparison, and then you'll see where you need to do any remedial works. Moving across here to the underground utility surveys, and this is something that, rather than trying something new, trying something, that might be a little bit bold or a little bit, costly and hard to sell. With the CAD drawings of the utility surveys that we're currently doing, and most surveying companies are, providing 2D, 3D polylines, you can get more value from what you're currently getting, I suppose. So the traditional utility surveys, manhole, open up the manhole, dip it, connect it, you've got line work and reports there. With very, and like, it's great. If I zoomed in there, it would look like spaghetti junction and hard to read for the, the less skilled in that kind of sense. I can't go through a whole Excel spreadsheet. But with present day, there's more information being drafted onto these line works. So it's still over on the left-hand side there. It still looks like it's a 2D CAD, but in reality, if you change it across, it is, it's a 3D shape. I can understand it a little bit better. Oh, it is only that depth. There's X amount of rows of cables, and that can be used with just pressing orbit on your CAD drawing that you might not even have known there, and that's a visualization. That's getting immersive. But further then, if you solidify said pod or said CAD lines into into this, the visual here, that is just adding a couple of different selections on when you're modeling it. And, you can really, really see the breadth and the length of the whole system in place there. It allows for better clash detection, reduced design time, increased reliability, intelligent utility models. But each of those things, you click on it, it has links following, moving on to the next one. But take your CAD drawing, your utility CAD drawing, and load it into a mobile phone, so to speak, and connect it onto a GPS. You could use a mobile phone on its own if you want, but this has got a video piece on the front. And when you, oops, let me just press play. So when you are moving around, you see back of the room here. But, and this is a mock-up of what we have here. You can see your utility model in the background, and it'll start moving in a second. But you can walk your site, walk your road afterwards, and visualize, your utilities. Oh, Jesus, I thought there was only 2 or 3 banks down under here. This is a round pit. This is whatever. You've got that CAD drawing, but if you take this out on site with 2 or 3 people, the facilities manager of that industrial estate, and show him what's underground, he's getting further value from that. He can really see the depth of the pits or the pipes. He can see if there's a cut off or a pipe that finishes, and by visualizing it in person, it's a way to really incorporate further analysis onto the desktop with the 360-degree imagery. And you don't need this bit of a special kit. This is a Trimble Sight Vision. We use it sparingly, but you take a survey from ourselves. You can rent this off any of the suppliers and go out there yourself, or even on a mobile phone. It's not foolproof. There's a bit of a lag on it. The accuracy is a little bit less from this, but it gives you a clearer picture of what's under there. It's 50 millimeters. It's the same accuracy as the drawings, I suppose. Bit of a shift, but you're not going to be digging a hole, with this at the same time. It's just for better understanding. And don't come back to us if you've used this as a said method, but it needs to be said that out on this road, you could walk up and down the street and see what's really there. The last clip, it cut off a bit early. It doesn't need to be underground. You could do full-on building contemporary models. I want to see, I want to put an extra floor on this building, and you put it up there and you see what it looks like from the ground, and similarly, it can be done. That same kind of contemporary modeling can be done inside. There's a lot to be said about UAV photogrammetry, another mass capture. We do a lot of top-down for large swathes of road alignments. But the UAV, the drone, it creates a point cloud, a mass, a huge amount of information. But the drone is still a photogrammetry tool, and we do a lot of work with visual effects companies. And then the next little clip here is just bringing in a UAV capture, modeling it or meshing it into this kind of digital terrain model, bringing in multiple different contextual designs into using this UAV data. This could be handed across to planning applications, to further build stories on how you want to get past a certain roadblock. The information that we use it for is shown here, an elevation of a building, but so much more information can be used to get better value from it in a county council sense. You could really capture the level of tree cover, the number of floors on a building, right of light, I suppose. We capture like a small building like this, but you could see the amount of the surrounding that was captured in the same the same day. Like if that information was handed back to the right people or to a county council as part of their planning process, give us all the information as well, and it was built up together, so much more information could be grabbed, and you can get a full database of the whole country. Here's something for if there's any cyclers in Ireland who've been up on the Wicklow Mountains. Here's something in Enniskerry that we've done for it was a movie or a TV program a few years ago, but it's just further immersive information or immersive scenes that can be developed, and it's almost true to life there. And this kind of scene can be brought into the immersive head kits, to really review a site, have a look at that, the bell tower there if needed. And in a heritage and a conservation sense, here is a super high detailed capture of the clock in the pennies in Belfast, and it was used to really record the damage at that time. And we won an award with JCA last year on this. And I don't even believe that this was actually used as part of the the submittal towards it. It was on the award, but this is just used aftermarket to really develop what can be possible from a photogrammetry to a UAV capture. And this was, completely inaccessible up at the top of the front of the building, and put that into the right hands. And Notre Dame was done in a similar sense. The information that was captured from computer games and multiple different users was recorded and now is in proper reconstruction. So similar to XYZ, I suppose, and what I mentioned before, I'll be coming to a close here. I'm not sure of my time, but if your survey information is there, the design information is there, bringing the two together can really, be used as a case for improvement, I suppose. I've got a couple of examples here where the client or the quantity surveyor, whoever the person in charge, didn't realize, knew that there was a problem, but knew that in construction it was just going to be an extra over, and we'll extend the program, and yada yada yada, the normal case. But when they were brought into the immersive environment, whether it's Navisworks or whether it's a full-on headset, I don't think it was used in this sense, but when they were shown the staged increments until it stopped, and when he finally then read through the contracts documents, bit of both parts, he realized that, oh yeah, we do need to stop the project here in this sense and really fix it. And in the one here on the left, 500 to 800,000 euro was saved, by listening to the surveyor, in a sense, but also taking the information and building a case from that immersive technology, and that's, I suppose, where it fits more into the construction element, I suppose. And it is possible to change the thought process by using this immersive technology, because you see it, you can't deny it, I suppose, and that's how savings can be made in if you go down that route. That's all I really have to say on the matter.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.